Well, isn't it the lady that works here? Hey. Hello everyone, hello friends. I'm back with a doozy for everyone here today. Quick side note, my family is putting in a new commode, so if you hear any commode situations, that's why. But anyway, I'm here for a really strange story today about the time that an elderly Lolita woman made my boyfriend kiss her on camera. Clarification, this is my ex-boyfriend. He has said goodbye to me, and I'm like, alright, I suppose. But me and my ex used to work together at FAO Shorts. I was a toy display person, and he worked at the Build-A-Bear in the new FAO Shorts in Rockefeller Center. Now, before I get started in the details of this troubling tale, I'm gonna lay out the characters. There was me, Autumn. There was my ex, the boy. There was elderly Lolita woman and her crew, about 3 people overall, including herself. And then I'm gonna call him Dwayne, the security guard. Now, me and Dwayne, we got along very well, and he was often stationed in front of me at FAO Shorts where I would display my toys. And also where I would display the toy that I was selling was right across the way of where Build-A-Bear was, so me and my boyfriend at the time would always, we'd be seeing each other, making sure, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? We could see each other almost at all times during our shifts whenever we were working together. We didn't have the same employer, we were just in the same space. We didn't intend for that to happen, but it happened. But anyway, on an extremely busy Saturday, and if you've ever been in the Rockefeller Center, you would know that it's busy on weekends. Like before COVID, everyone was rubbing up against each other. It was a busy day. Kids were running around, my parents were screaming, people were having a good time. It's FAO Shorts, what are you gonna say? But as I'm displaying the toy that I was displaying, I'm showing it to kids, I'm talking to people. When it dies down, I talk to Dwayne a little bit because, he was close by and he was bored. His security guard, what are you gonna do? Where comes a small, I'd say, camera crew in what I describe as a grandma Lolita looking woman. This woman had to have been, I swear, in her mid-40s. She was on the older side, but she was decked out in probably some of the best Lolita I have ever seen. It was good. I mean, she got the cute little heart blush, she had the pigtails, she had the short skirt, but the only thing that truly stuck out was her age. Also, what stuck out with her is that she had a 2-woman camera crew, and it looked like they were reviewing FAO Shorts, a vlog, you could say, of a day out with FAO Shorts. And let me tell you, did me and Dwayne just get hella annoyed as soon as she comes waddling up those windy stairs. Because not only is she recording on the busiest day of the week, she is annoyed that it's the busiest day of the week, that kids are pushing her out of the way, let me get to my Build-A-Bear skins, let me get to my toy, and she's just like, ooh, and I'm just like, lady, you're here on a Saturday evening, figure it out. She wasn't a good customer, to say the least, and she was annoying. We weren't making fun of her, but we were definitely looking at her. She was a sight to behold, let me tell you. She comes up and down the stairs a few times to get a good shot, and eventually she wants to, highlight getting a Build-A-Bear at Build-A-Bear. But she was mostly Japanese Lolita. She was doing all the words and the phrases, and she was really working it up for the camera. Doki doki, uwu, aishiteru yo, kawaii desu desu. She was doing the whole works. Doki doki. It was weird. Have to say, it kind of hurt my heart doing that. To the camera, to the bears, she was showing it off. And me and Dwayne are just watching her do it. At one point, I just stopped showing off the toy, and we're both like, yeah, she's doing it all right. Girl work. Eventually I stopped watching her because she's gonna go do her Build-A-Bear. She's gonna go do her Build-A-Bear experience. I start to show off the toy again. I'm like, wow, look at how cool it is, and I'm selling toys, it's fine. A few minutes later, I look back, so does Dwayne. I notice that my boyfriend has been graced to help her fill up the bear. And I'm like, heh, look at you, you gotta fill up the Lolita bear. And I'm kind of like, he got roped into helping her and being in her video, basically. I don't think he ever consented to being in the video, they were just recording him. So out of pure curiosity, Dwayne and I decide to watch the rest of what's happening just a few feet away from us. And he's just like, man, this is some weird stuff. And I'm like, yeah, they're making a video over there. And my ex gets to be, or my boyfriend at the time gets to be a part of it. So then he fills up the bear and he sews it up for her. And he goes ahead and hands it to her, and she goes and she's like, I said y'all, and she loves it, whatever, she's doing her thing. Okay, and then my boyfriend at the time stands up, and he kind of goes to leave, but then she leans into him and goes, Chushite. Which I'm like, I know what that shit means. I speak Japanese. I've watched some anime. She is asking him to kiss her. And my boyfriend is like, And at this point, I'm starting to feel a rage burn inside me. I'm like, oh Lord, if you kiss that girl, I swear to God. I swear to God, if you kiss her, like, the hell will break loose. And I can feel Dwayne kind of moving in on me and put his hand on my shoulder, just softly, just kind of like, let's see how this goes. Everyone literally on this lady's crew was just being like, yeah, kiss her, yeah, do it. And he's like, and he's looking around, and there was no way for him to get out of this situation until he kisses this chick. So he like leans up, his lips barely touch this woman's cheek, and goes, and she goes, oh, do you like me? Oh, he kissed me after I begged him to. I took a step forward, but then Dwayne grabbed me by both of my shoulders and like took me and was like, I really don't want to have to take you off this woman. I'm like, let me go. Like, you know, I was about to rip that wig off that woman's head. Like, I was so angry that she pressured him to kiss her on camera. And now there's a YouTube, some elderly Lolita woman out there that speaks Russian and Japanese and English and whatever, that has a video of my ex-boyfriend kissing her. A day at FEO Shorts, like, Jesus Christ. Jesus' crust. Anyway, Dwayne has a hold of me. And I am fighting against him. I'm like, let me go. As much as like we weren't making a scene quite yet. And he's like, look, Autumn, I don't want to have to rip you off of her. This isn't worth it. Let's go to the break room. Autumn, let's go. And I'm just like, I felt like the nine-tailed fox was inside of me, trying to burst out of my heart. Literally, as soon as this woman leaves the vicinity, my ex makes very angry eye contact with me. Me being the angry one, him being like, you know, he knew rage was about to come loose. And I'm like, did you really just, yeah? You really just kissed some woman in front of me? And he's just like, look, it wasn't even, like, you know, I barely touched it, like, you know, and he's just like, he's trying to explain himself. And I, to be honest, I've never really seen him like in such a state. And now looking back on it, I really feel bad for him, because imagine if the situation was flopped and he was the woman and the Lolita woman was the man. There would be a lawsuit there. And I remember, I'm like, I'm clocking out. I only had an hour left on my shift, and I'm like, you know what, I'm leaving. And I sat in the break room, and literally like everyone that I was friends with was sitting there. And I'm like, this just happened. And the room was split. Some people are like, I would've, tell Dwayne to F off. Like, I would've beat her up. Like, take my earrings. Like, you know, oh my God. And then the other one's like, you know what, you did the right thing. And some of my, like, you know, coworkers was like, yo, that lady just, like, pressured your boyfriend into kissing that lady. And I'm just like, yeah, it sucked. And, like, you know, and, But if anyone who watches this video knows who I'm talking about, a blonde, elderly, possibly Russian Lolita woman made them kiss my ex-boyfriend. So, and I want to know who, and she sucks. She just sucks. I hate her. Like, you know, how dare you? Don't do that. You're giving women everywhere a bad name. I mean, double standard. At the end of the day, I personally felt bad for my ex, because he was just like, wow, so like, this is what it feels like to be a whammon. And I'm just like, I guess so, like, you know, and I'm sorry that it happened to him. Like, you know, that really sucked. And at that very moment, like, you know, I was ready to beat the crap out of that woman. But I think that's where I'll leave this story off today. Thank you everyone for watching. Like this video if you did. If you didn't subscribe to me, you'll get more of me. All right, everyone, have a good day. Bye-bye. Mwah. Kawaii desu desu. Watashi wa anai no wa.